State to win the game at the buzzer a couple of games ago. And here we go. Kitley and Makayla Timpson will tip things off. Good crowd on hand, including a good contingency of Virginia Tech fans. Maria Gordon doing a good job of running this offense. Bejedi's been on fire from three lately, and she keeps it up.
Back-to-back games with career highs from the three-point line, making 5 in each of those, and she is staying hot.
Yep, 23, a new career high, or a new season high, I should say, against North Carolina in her last game. Number 5, Georgia A. Moore, over to her good buddy Kitley, who is usually money from that spot. And a nice rebound taken down by Timpson. And you see the starting 5 for Florida State, third straight game that Brianna Snoop Turnage is in the lineup, mostly for her rebounding. Bejedi misses that time from outside.
Well, both of these teams want to play in transition, so pace is not going to be an issue, but you got to get up on Georgia A. Moore. One of the things with Georgia A. Moore is that she has been not as aggressive hunting shots in the first half this season, and Kenny Brooks said she's got to find a mix of both.
Here we go. Tanaya Latson gets her first points of the game. Now 15 points away from 1,000, and remember, she is just a sophomore. A. Moore and Bejedi, a good matchup. Matilda Eck, who is a transfer from Michigan State, has been a key component for the Hokies this year, who had to replace a couple of starters. Count it! Bejedi that time going aggressively to the basket.
We talked about sense of urgency, and Sara Bejedi has been playing with the sense of urgency in conference play. She's aggressive to the rim. She takes the contact. She has been the energy and the emotional leader for this Florida State team.
Moore picks up her first foul. Bejedi, fifth-year guard out of Helsinki, Finland, gets the three-point play. The unusual way for her, she usually just pops it from beyond the arc, and she has 6 of Florida State's 8 points. Now Kitley working hard against Timpson. That's another matchup to look at. That was a chancy pass that Turnage took away. Gordon, perfect to Timpson, who couldn't get the over-the-head shot in. Moore slowing things down.
Well, Virginia Tech is going to move Liz Kitley around. They're going to get her lots of touches in different ways, and Mishaw goes to work on the block.
Mishaw, a Minnesota transfer, playing her first year at Tech, and another foul call. Carla Fountain, Fatu Sissoko Stevens, and Saif Isho, our officials today. There's a great look at Kenny Brooks in his 8th year. Done a terrific job with his team. Got them all the way to the national semifinals last year, where they lost to LSU after having a lead in the 4th quarter. And Bejedi has come out very aggressive this afternoon. Sara Bejedi averaging 18 points per game in the month of January. He's off to a terrific start in this game.
You see her numbers in the last 2 ball games. She has been hot from the three-point line, and this is something that Florida State needs, getting scoring from multiple positions, and Bejedi is certainly capable.
That's a 63% clip, for three-point shooting. Mishaw.
And I like what Virginia Tech is doing. Right away, they're going at Snoop Turnage on the block and allowing Mishaw to score, but Omaria Gordon, another capable scorer, to the rim.
Gordon, a 5'4" junior, and head coach Brooke Wyckoff has been talking about the way she has been getting more involved in the offense. Second leading scorer on the team this year behind Latson. Great hustle by Latson to get the rebound. Gordon guarded by Kayla King, one of the veterans on this Virginia Tech team. Latson left open for a split second. Amore was just a shade late getting there, and Latson made her pay. Florida State out to a blistering start. 5 of 7 from the floor. That's 71% to start things. Mishaw looked a little unsure with that jumper.
Well, anytime Mishaw catches the ball off the block, out beyond 15-foot range, Turnage is going to play off. She's going to double. Bejedi continues to stay aggressive to the rim. And this is what makes Florida State so dangerous. They have multiple players on the floor who can just take you one-on-one, straight line drives.
Bejedi already with 10 points in the first 4 minutes of this game against a Virginia Tech team that is one of the best defensive teams in the ACC. Amor off balance got it to go.
Florida State playing in that drop coverage and the on-ball screen. Georgia Amor is going to have to look to be aggressive and hunt some shots off of it.
Some subs will be coming in at the next whistle. Timpson working against Kitley and is able to roll it in for her first points.
And I like that matchup, giving KK Timpson the ball at the elbow, allowing her to attack off the bounce and force Liz Kitley to play both ends of the floor.
And her numbers are better in ACC games than overall. That's a terrific look. Kitley's a good passer, too.
She's a great passer and really good execution. You know, Kenny Brooks is so good at reading defenses and finding ways to put his team in position to be successful.
But right now, Florida State can't miss. That's Gordon. They have hit their last 5 shots, 8 of 10 from the floor to start this game. Amor got it taken away by Timpson. They don't have numbers, but Bejedi finally pulls it back out. Bejedi and Gordon both good ball handlers. Monster screen by Timpson.
There's just too much space for Sara Bejedi to get downhill. She's making the right reads. She's finding the right play, whether it's getting to the rim to score, finding her open teammates. Well, this has been Sara Bejedi taking her game to another level in conference play. That dive is going to be there all day long. You've got to guard Georgia Amor. Virginia Tech clearing out the backside.
Sara Bejedi on fire as we hit our first timeout.
Oh, the middle screener roll. That's too far back for Kitley. Bejedi gets a head start and gets an easy 2.
And right now, no one is out basketballing Sara Bejedi.
No, they certainly aren't. Sara Bejedi has come out and has been aggressive to the rim, knocking down shots, incredibly efficient, 12 points. But this has been what Florida State does. They've been starting ball games at a blistering pace, getting up and down the floor. And you see Virginia Tech make an adjustment, dead ball coming with this full court pressure.
Number 1, Carly Wenzel, a redshirt freshman, has checked in for Kenny Brooks.
And going to the zone. Been throwing some zone in there off and on throughout the season, trying to find some way to slow the Seminoles down.
And Latson with the miss. That breaks a string of 6 straight shots made by Florida State. Virginia Tech has made the last 3, including a couple of Mishaw layups because they were doubling Liz Kitley. Mishaw now taking a break. Harris Baker, a freshman, number 10 in black, freshman from West Hartford, Connecticut. Dad, Vin Baker, basketball fans know well, and we know Brooke Wyckoff very well. Used to coach her with the Chicago Sky.
Used to coach Brooke Wyckoff with the Chicago Sky, and the ultimate competitor and teammate. Could knock down a 3-point shot herself.
Kitley gets her first points.
And we saw Florida State working on that out-of-bounds play, specifically trying to keep Liz Kitley from getting that exact shot.
Easier said than done, and Liz Kitley much more comfortable in space. Now Latson gets it back out to Gordon. Through by Amor, a little bit of contact, nothing called. Offensive putback, no. Rebound taken down by King.
And with this lineup on the floor for Virginia Tech, you've got 4 3-point shooters that open it up for Liz Kitley inside. It makes it tough when you talk about where does the help come from.
Virginia Tech averaging 10 made threes per game. That is tops in the league. They'll have 11 seconds to shoot. Kitley 2 of 4 from range this year. We saw her taking some in warm-ups today. Amor slashing. Kitley rebound, but she's surrounded.
Those are the rebounds you have to have if you're Florida State. You get Virginia Tech to take off-balance tough twos. You got to be able to finish plays with those defensive boards.
Kaya White called for the foul. She heads to the bench. Avery Treadwell, a true freshman from Knoxville, checks in for Florida State. Kitley on the baseline again, doesn't get the bounce. Bejedi always with her head up, but spun. Good defense out there by Wenzel to force the turnover. Now, Carly thought about taking the three. Amor with Bejedi. Everybody else on the left side momentarily. Kitley working hard. Tough shot.
Virginia Tech getting back into this 2-3 on missed shots as well. One of the most important things, whether you're in man or zone with Florida State, is picking up the ball in transition. But you got to pick it up to contain. You can't get beat.
Bejedi threw up the three and drew the foul. Wenzel got a piece of her.
Kitley Brooks' reaction. I mean, you got to stay disciplined in these situations. You got to force teams to hit tough shots. Sara Bejedi is certainly capable, but get a contested hand.
Bejedi will shoot 3 free throws after getting fouled. Kenny Brooks enamored with his young freshmen. He calls them his babies. Wenzel redshirted out of high school last year. Also have Karis Baker and Clara Strack, who get significant time. Go and check. We're supposing up and confirming that it was indeed a three-pointer and not a two-point attempt. So Bejedi heads to the line to shoot 3. She's their best free throw shooter at 86% on the season. Women's college basketball tripleheader rolls on with 2 more big games today. Angel Reese and LSU take on Auburn, and then cap it off with Tennessee and Texas A&M in College Station. So keep it on ESPN. LSU has not lost since their opening day loss to Colorado. Colorado's got a big one coming up, top of the hour.
Absolutely do. Taking on Stanford at home.
USC and UCLA going to play in a sold-out Galen Center later today. Pac-12 going out in style.
How about basketball in LA right now? Sold out the earlier matchup as well.
Kitley, that's one of her spots. Got hit on the arm by Latson. First one on Tanaya.
Kenny Brooks talked to us about getting Liz Kitley the ball in multiple positions, allowing her the opportunity to get face-up jump shots, mid-range pull-ups.
She's definitely an atypical post, an atypical 6'6" player.
And she is. I mean, she's so good. She's got great touch around the rim, but the level of physicality, she's not a banger. She's somebody that can get quick moves and quick touches, has great touch around the rim, but also can face up and knock down shots.
Kitley now has 4, and now some pressure after the made free throws. Latson into Timpson, good teamwork.
Well, that pressure in the 2-2-1 is meant to contain the basketball. You can't take chances and get beat in transition because Florida State makes you pay.
Florida State hanging on to this 10-point advantage, shooting 67% in this first quarter. Bejedi doing most of the damage with 14 points, so they didn't get it into Kitley.
And the skip was open. That heavy help is coming from that backside corner.
Kitley, a little bit of room, that's all she needed.
It is, and when Liz Kitley's in those positions, you got to crowd her space. You got to force her to play off the bounce from 15 feet.
Latson cut off by Kitley. Cross-court pass as we go into single digits on the shot clock. Bejedi, can she bail him out? Nope, missed everything. And now the shot clock is off for Virginia Tech. And Georgia Amor with an atypical turnover, carried the basketball, so now Florida State can take the last shot of the quarter.
And also time and score. Virginia Tech had the opportunity to have the last shot. Amor must have seen something that she thought was the advantage.
Latson guarded by Wenzel. Got to make something happen. Puts it up over Amor. And that is the end of the first quarter. Florida State up 27-19. Sara Kitley right back to Georgia. And then a wide open look for Eck in the corner for her first points of the day.
Take advantage of what the defense gives you. There was no rotation, and a great job of knocking the shot down by Matilda Eck.
Florida State 27 points in the first quarter. That's their best first quarter of the season and ties for the most. They also had 27 in the fourth quarter when they played Iowa early on this year. Also played Stanford, Arkansas, and UCLA pre-conference. That's pretty stout for Florida State's schedule.
They played a really tough schedule, and Brooke Wyckoff talking about positioning her team to be ready for ACC play. We saw this team earlier in the year against Arkansas, and right now they're a much more poised, disciplined team on the offensive end.
Absolutely. That's Makayla Timpson, known as KK in these parts, getting the basket.
And it has been a challenge for the Seminoles to find KK Timpson in the half court. Oftentimes early in the season, Brooke Wyckoff having to draw plays up after timeout, and Matilda Eck with another three. Kenny Brooks talked about Matilda Eck with us before the game, and he said, I'm surprised when she misses. She's money from the three-point line.
He says he wants to go out and take her temperature to make sure she's okay when she misses, and she has hit the last couple from long distance to cut the lead down to 4. Florida State has led by as many as a dozen, and now a chance to make it a one-possession lead. Amor and Kenny Brooks, such a good relationship, watched a lot of film together. Now Kitley, a little fadeaway. Good luck defending that.
And then in the first quarter, the double came, and what happened? Liz Kitley beat him on the dump pass to Misha going to the rim. Second quarter, the adjustment, make her think about it, but she's poised. She takes her time in making her reads.
Slices it to only a 2-point advantage. Timpson drew the double. There's a chancy pass in the middle, but Timpson not only caught it, but scored in a lot of traffic.
The evolution of KK Timpson on the offensive end of the floor has been fun to watch. You know, as a young player, as a freshman, came in, was pretty raw around the rim, was finishing putbacks and drop-offs. Now you can see her learn how to elevate, learn how to finish in traffic, finish with contact.
Offensive foul as Tania Latson comes back into the game. Foul was on Georgia Amor, her second for Virginia Tech. She hits the bench with the 2 personal fouls. Wenzel comes back in. Latson kept her dribble alive. Gordon. Taken away by Wenzel. I see a lot of the new players out there for Virginia Tech. Eck hasn't missed.
It's what makes game planning for Liz Kitley so difficult. When you surround her by 3-point shooters, as soon as you read the help, there's a skip pass, and Omaria Gordon. I mean, this is a young player who played a lot as a freshman, was injured off and on throughout the course of last season, is playing this season healthy, and has been the biggest difference maker, in my opinion, for this team.
Yeah, absolutely, her numbers well up, and Brooke Wyckoff talked about her being healthy. That's the first 3 that Virginia Tech has missed in this quarter. All 3 of them before that were hit by Eck. King gathers the miss. Remember, no Amor on the floor, so the ball in the hands of Carly Wenzel. Shirt freshman playing her first year. Kitley steps back. Bejedi penetrated, got it taken away. Wenzel going to go right at Turnage and missed. End-to-end action. Latson, nice. Nope, it just rolled out. Got everything but the points.
Virginia Tech very fortunate right there. You cannot give Florida State too many opportunities in transition, and there's just a mental mistake by Carly Wenzel, not knowing the clock, getting it across half court in time. And you know, that's the difference in not having a Georgia A. Moore on the floor right now because of that foul trouble. But also learning opportunities, and you mentioned it, Kenny Brooks talked about his freshmen, his babies as he calls them, and getting game experience and understanding situational basketball.
Liz Kitley also now on the bench along with Amore. Clara Strack, one of the freshmen, a freshman center from Buffalo, has checked in. So she doesn't, there's Strack on defense, doesn't get a lot of playing time because she's playing behind Kitley.
So what an opportunity to learn and grow every day in practice going against Liz Kitley.
Strack, good size at 6'5", got the rebound. Now Wenzel. Heck, three-point specialist, drives, misses, but the putback is put home by Olivia Sumiel, who is a transfer from Wake Forest, a grad transfer. Played 4 years at Wake. It's a three-point shot from Villegas. We have a one-point ball game. Matilda Eck filling it up from three. You're absolutely right. Florida State with a blistering 27 points in the first quarter, just 6 so far in this one.
Well, the Hokies doing a good job of forcing them to play in the half court, not allowing them to get into transition. And there's a zone buster for you. Carla Villegas, the three-point specialist.
Freshman from Spain, 94% of her shots attempted this year have been threes. She's now hit a three in 15 straight games. Inside, Kitley back in the game, and a nice finish for the freshman Strack, who got fouled.
Well, Kenny Brooks told us, he said, I have to be more creative so that I can get Clara Strack some minutes with Liz Kitley. And here he goes with the double big lineup, and you see how well they work together in that high-low.
Second foul on Latson. Amore still on the bench with 2 fouls for Virginia Tech. And Carly Wenzel, the freshman point guard who came in for her, has 3 fouls. Strack, who was from Buffalo. They're having some weather issues in Buffalo.
They are having some weather issues in Buffalo. Hopefully everyone's staying safe and warm.
Yep, they'll play that football game tomorrow night instead of today.
Well, you look at this lineup, Pam, for Virginia Tech, and this is the versatility and flexibility that having experience gives you. So no true point guard on the floor. You've got King, who's going to run that point guard position, but look at the size on the perimeter. So now you've just got to play good position defense, and you should certainly get every defensive board.
Good rebound by Sumiel, who is second behind Kitley in rebounds on average this year for Tech. Strack off the rim, Kitley. Nice box out by Timpson. Oh, that's a big-time contact, and it's an offensive foul on Bejedi.
Well, this is just one of those situations where Sara Bejedi a little bit out of control in the open floor, lost the ball. King right there to take the contact.
Both players appear to be all right. That is the first foul on Bejedi. And a turnover as Eck tried to get it into Kitley.
Well, you see where's the mismatch on the floor, because you have Omaria Gordon guarding Olivia Sumiel. How can you get her a touch in the flow of offense? How can you manipulate the defense to where you're getting her on the block?
Florida State has missed 6 of its last 7 shots. Still leading, pardon me.
And again, they've had to play in the half court. So the challenge for this Florida State ball club, and I think the growth area for them as this season progresses is half-court execution. They are dynamic in the open floor.
Good pass from Seminoles into Strack, who drew another foul. That was on Alexis Tucker, who started the first 15 games of the season. Transfer from UC Santa Barbara. Kitley, money.
Miscommunication defensively. Two players went with Seminoles to the block, and Liz Kitley will always make you pay.
And we are tied up. Virginia Tech has not led in this game. Gordon with the answer.
Time shot by Omaria Gordon, stepping up and knocking it down, but the slight ball movement against the zone gives you an opportunity to get that look.
Strack might have gotten away with a step or two. Kitley turned around and had room.
I like the way those two work that high-low together. I think you're going to see that lineup a little bit more often from Kenny Brooks.
Now, he had mentioned to us before the game wanting to get them time on the floor together. The experience of Kitley and then the true freshman in Strack. 6'6" and 6'5" on the floor at the same time.
I don't think you need to set an on-ball screen right there. I think you just post up Omaria Gordon if you're Seminoles.
Taylor King has been silent so far offensively. That was loud.
You can't give her two looks.
Nope. And for the first time today, Virginia Tech has a lead. Up by 2. Florida State takes a timeout. We will as well.
When you buy or sell your car exactly how you want.
History of this program, and she gets a second look. Nobody within 5 feet of her. She's going to knock it down. You know, it was interesting, Kenny Brooks talking to us about his big three with Amor and Kitley and King, and last year they could just be the best version of themselves, and this year really having to figure out how to get everybody else involved, and those three have been tremendous leaders. You know, there's a lot of adjustments. They really are the only returners on this team, and this is a Virginia Tech ball club that's really starting to find their way.
Kitley, nice footwork. And losing Taylor Solk and a trailer. Asia Gregg was an important component off the bench as well, and Kenny Brooks says, we're not there yet, but we're getting there. Progressing with all of these new pieces. Drawn foul. Bejedi has not scored in this quarter after getting 14 in the first.
Well, great job defensively by Seminoles, getting a hand on that. And then Liz Kitley, I know the scouting report says she likes that right shoulder. You got to try to take up the space. Trust the defense, force her to be as uncomfortable as possible, because that's a money shot for her.
Mishaw called for her first personal foul, sends Bejedi back to the line. She's 5 of 7 in this game from the line. 6 of 8. And off a season high 23 points against North Carolina. A good win. Virginia Tech on a 7-1 run to take this lead. They've hit 4 of their last 5 shots. And remember, they're doing this without Amor.
And now Florida State showing some zone.
Baker buries the 3. Great ball movement.
And that's just Liz Kitley understanding where the rotation's going to come from, finding her open teammates. Kenny Brooks told us Karis Baker is one of the best three-point shooting players on our team, and they got a lot of great ones.
Oh, that was a big-time block by Liz Kitley, and the ball comes over to Virginia Tech. Yeah, Karis Baker from West Hartford, Connecticut, is now 21 of 37 from 3. That's around 60%, inching up on that. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Both of her parents played basketball, and here we are in the waning seconds of the second quarter. Again, that one was a little bit too much on it, but Kitley was able to get the rebound. Timpson blocked her. Gordon at the buzzer. Couldn't get it to go. And Virginia Tech, who trailed by as many as a dozen in this game, outscored the Seminoles by 14, to take a 6-point lead into the locker room. She picked up a couple of fouls, and Virginia Tech went on that big run, actually with her on the bench. Latson goes down awkwardly, threw the ball towards the bucket, hoping for a foul. None was called. Florida State scored 27 points in the first quarter. Virginia Tech put up 27 in the second. Florida State shot just 30% in the second quarter, as opposed to Virginia Tech 58%, and they hit 5 of their 8 threes. What a difference. Florida State trying to get things going. Their offense got stagnant, working against the zone in the second quarter, and Gordon gets the bucket.
Well, this is where they excel. They excel in transition, and in order to get out in transition, you've got to get turnovers for steals that lead to the break, or you've got to get defensive rebounds that allow you to get out.
Haymore to King to Kitley. Fade away, nails it.
Liz Kitley is just so subtle in her fakes. She makes you think that she's going to go baseline, which is not where she wants to go. She wants to come back over that right shoulder, and as soon as you bite, she's able to go to work.
And finds herself some extra room. Gordon again, this time from range.
Seminoles only shooting at 29% from the three-point line in conference play. If they can build consistent three-point shooting onto what they do in transition, they will be so tough to stop. Oh, wait, she says, I can go baseline, so now I'm going to set you up to the middle.
Kitley with the bucket. Bejedi, after a very hot start, has cooled off. Only had 1 point in the second quarter. Scores 14 in the first. That ball is tipped. Gordon frustrated that she couldn't catch up to it. Mishaw gets blocked by Timpson, who has a couple of blocks today. Latson, again, transition offense.
This is when the Seminoles are at their best, when they can get out in the open floor and they can go to work. And you see Georgia Amoore. She wants to control the pace now. They've gotten out a couple of runs. She wants to make sure she can dictate.
Right back to Kitley, who set the screen for her. Mishaw with some good work, only white jerseys around her. And the Minnesota transfer in the double figures. A couple of years for the Gophers. Latson going around Kitley, who thought she had a clean defensive play, but instead Liz picks up what will only be her first personal foul.
Well, from our angle, I thought she did too. And Latson looking to attack, and unless we're talking about that hand as she's driving, she comes across. It looks like she gets all ball up top.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So here's Latson's first free throw attempt of the game. She usually gets there about 5.5 times per game to lead her team. We remind you we have a Super Tuesday men's basketball doubleheader, Tennessee and Florida in Knoxville, and then Kansas goes to Stillwater to take on Oklahoma State. Hurricanes right here on ESPN and the app.
What a week it's been for upsets in men's basketball.
Kitley turned around. She was a little alarmed at how open she was.
Didn't expect that.
Liz Kitley has just gotten herself another 20-point ball game.
In the third quarter.
Yes, she's averaging just under 22 points per game this year, 11.5 rebounds, which is 5th in the nation. Trying to become a 3-time ACC Player of the Year. The only time that's been done, it's been done twice before. Elena Beard at Duke, Melissa Thomas at Maryland, back before they lost their heads and left the conference. Beard from 02 to 04, Thomas from 12 to 14, and now 10 years later, Kitley's trying to do it from 22 to 24.
And what great company Elizabeth Kitley to be in.
Elena Beard, one of the all-time greats, just at Duke, had a terrific career as well, and now is entrepreneur, doing some great things out in Northern California. Melissa Thomas still, I believe, Melissa Thomas is still playing, right?
She's still dominating. What are you talking about?
Should have been MVP last year in the league, and this is just some of the things that Liz Kitley has done. if they retire numbers, 33's got to go up.
Absolutely. I mean, look at that. Program leader, points, rebounds, blocks, double-doubles. She does it so quietly, so understated.
Turnage's foul put Misha on the line where she delivered. What a game for Misha. She only averages 4.5 points per game, has 12 so far.
She's a player who a year ago at Minnesota averaged almost 14 points a game, so you know she has the ability. She hasn't needed to on this ball club.
Latson took a step before she got going. Latson was the freshman of the year, not just in this conference, but the WBCA National Freshman of the Year last season. Kitley. That's good defense, but Kitley somehow was able to get the shot off around White and committed the foul. A couple of quick ones here on Kitley.
This is really good defense by White, just trying to stay in Kitley's space, trying to make it as difficult as possible for her to get that shot up. And Makayla White got into early foul trouble, picked up 2 really quickly. But she's a player who can give Liz Kitley a different look.
Turnage did not score in the first half. Bejedi, maybe she can get going again. She's all fired up after hitting that 3.
Multiple ball reversals, multiple attacks by Florida State. That's what Brooke Wyckoff told us at shoot around today. We might not have that first driving attack. We've got to get to the second and third, and they did that possession.
Taylor King with the miss. And then a foul on Virginia Tech.
Well, you had one drive by Snoop Turnage, a second drive by Omaria Gordon. You get the defense in rotation, and Sara Bejedi knocking down the 3, and you see the emotion.
Played her freshman year at Arizona State. Then came to Florida State, has been on Finnish national teams for several years now. And a whistle. Another foul on the Hokies. They got Seminoles that time. Was the first on the Wake Forest transfer. Got her degree at Wake and now using up her last year of eligibility at Tech. Tied up. Amor got her hands in there. Turnage's 3 is off the mark. And one thing that Florida State does not have a lot of is length through post players. Amor missed. Bejedi this time attacks the basket and draws another foul. Bejedi off to a quick start here in the third quarter, but Florida State still trails by 5.
What's the next chapter? That's the...
And LSU take on Auburn, and then cap it off with Tennessee and Texas A&M down in College Station. Take a look at some storylines. Tara Vanderveer can tie Coach K for most wins in college basketball history. It's not going to be easy. Stanford is playing in Colorado as we speak. Talked about LSU and Auburn, and holy smokes, UCLA, can they stay perfect? They're going to be playing at a sold-out Galen Center at USC.
We've got a lot of great storylines in women's basketball this year, no doubt about it. How about that Stanford win at Utah? A 2-point win, a tight ball game.
Pac-12 with some terrific teams this year.
UCLA, Corey Close is doing an outstanding job with her ball club and the system that they play. And Juju Watkins, one of the most exciting freshmen in the country. Hannah Hidalgo, another one. Makayla Williams at LSU, a third. There are so many of them.
Notre Dame picked up a win earlier today, trying to get Amor going. The second half has belonged to her lately. Offensive rebound. her another chance to run the offense. Why not? Puts up the three and missed that one too. More, just 5 points, 1 of 5 from distance. Bejedi!
The types of threes that Sara Bejedi has been getting the last few ball games have been exactly what Brooke Wyckoff wants. They're off of driving kicks, catch and shoots. They're not contested or off the bounce, and she's shooting them with confidence.
Kitley able to gather and score underneath. So another 20-point game for Sara Bejedi, who now has 24.
Hey, you cannot make a bucket and just chill out trying to get back down the floor when you're playing Florida State. You've got to turn around, sprint back in transition, stop the ball, make it difficult.
Now 3 straight games in which Sara Bejedi has set new season highs in scoring.
It's what you expect from a senior in these moments. Sense of urgency, understanding moments, understanding opportunities. She certainly has had the ability to fill it up. I think the decision-making, when she's attacking, when she's scoring, when she's facilitating, has been off the charts in conference play for Sara Bejedi.
He's hit 17 threes in ACC games. Eck with the answer for Virginia Tech. Get the lead back up to 4. Latson might have slowed down a little bit, but you see she said she looked over at Carla Fountain and said thank you when the whistle blew. Latson, such a talented player, and got hurt, remember, right at the end of the regular season last year, so unfortunately we didn't see her in the ACC tournament, did not see her in the NCAA tournament when Florida State lost in the first round to Georgia. Latson, a dynamic freshman last year.
And
the knee brace.
And the growth in her game from a year ago, where she was primarily just a drive-in scorer, now she's facilitating, she's starting to read second-level defense, teams are throwing different looks at her, and she's having to learn how to navigate.
Kitley, making it look so easy.
She does, and I love Kenny Brooks's comment to us about not taking her greatness for granted. She does make it look too easy, and it's not.
Latson, good penetration to get the ball over to Timpson, who put it in. Liz Kitley decided to come back to use up her final year of eligibility. Amore has another year, has not commented on whether she will come back. Puts it in left-handed, there goes Georgia, but she will participate in senior day activities in Blacksburg, and her parents will be making the trip from Australia, which is a long trip.
It is a long trip.
That's the kind of trip you want to make if you can only spend a couple of days. Oh, Latson, that's a good look. 2 in a row to Timpson.
This is a Florida State team that's, as the season has progressed, have done a much better job of including KK Timpson in the offensive flow. Found it difficult to get her touches early in the season. Now they're finding her, and she is so efficient. You got to continue to feed her.
Timpson, I believe that's her 3rd block of the game. Talked about how her game has really progressed, came in a little bit raw out of Edison, Georgia. In fact, was the most improved player in the league last year as a sophomore. Fade away. It rolled off the rim for Amore. Kayla King getting engulfed by a couple of Seminoles. Possession arrow keeps it with the Hokies. Both teams shooting well here in the 3rd quarter. They each hit their last 4 shots for that block by Timpson. On this end, Amore with the inbound. Samuel looking for Kitley. Gordon came over and gave a little poke. It's just the first foul on Amaria Gordon, who has 14 points, one of 3 Seminoles in double figures, 3 in double figures for Virginia Tech as well, and Amor is not one of them.
She'll get there.
Florida State. And see some aggressiveness from Latson. That time drew a foul.
Latson is so good in the open floor, and yep, you can see Eck just leaning over, and Latson able to get the foul call.
It's a third foul on Eck, who heads to the bench. Wenzel replaces her. First time we've seen Carly here in the second half. Latson hits the free throw. She had missed 3 of her first 4 today. Florida State usually hitting 78% on the season, down at 57% in this game. Latson only goes 1 of 2, so leaving some points at the free throw line. Kitley. Comes up with the rebound. About 11 seconds difference between the clocks. Latson got blocked by Kitley. Ball on the floor. Timpson came away with it and then scored over Liz.
What a heads-up play by Tanaya Latson to stay poised and under control when the ball came back to her and get it to KK Timpson.
Amor lost the ball momentarily, put it up, and we have a 1-point ball game after 3 quarters of play. Tech at 50% for the game, Florida State at 51%, but Virginia Tech went the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds of the third quarter without a point, which allowed Virginia Tech to get that lead down to 1, and Sara Bejedi keeps on going.
The pace that she came off of the staggered screen with, and the confidence when she's 1-2ing, that's her footwork, 1-2, stepping into the 3.
Nothing doing for Amor, and a foul on Virginia Tech. Sara Bejedi with 27 points. That is a new career high.
Well, she knew she was going to be open. There was no hesitation. She 1-2 footwork, which is exactly what Brooke Wyckoff was talking about, right into her shot and let it fly. She has been playing inspired basketball, really leading this Florida State Seminole team.
Yep, Coach Wyckoff talking about her taking the right types of shots in the right situations, and boy, has she done that today. And another bucket for Timpson.
And I've been really impressed throughout conference play with the way that the Seminoles have gotten KK Timpson more involved offensively. They're going to continue to need her production for a deep run into the NCAA tournament, and it's happening naturally.
4-point advantage. Amor, nope. Bejedi drew an offensive foul. The young lady from Finland is fired up.
The energy, the emotional leader trying to fight through the screen. Sara Bejedi is an outstanding defender. She keeps her feet moving. Mishaw just rolls right into her or pushes up on her, and Bejedi creating that contact.
What a run for Sara Bejedi now in her last 3 games. And a new career high in scoring today. Latson has been quiet scoring-wise, but has been so unselfish.
And I think that's the growth of Tanaya Latson. It's not going for her scoring the basketball, so she's doing a great job of facilitating, getting the Seminoles the lead.
Lunch? Yes, please.
That'll be out of the game from the start, knocked down a 3, and she's done it in the second half as well. She's been aggressive to the rim. She's been getting the right shots according to Brooke Wyckoff, and she's been carrying an offensive load for this team. 27 in the ball game.
That is a new career high for her. She has 4 threes after back-to-back games of hitting 5 in each game. Has given them offensive firepower, and right out of the timeout, Turnage took it away. Virginia Tech in a big-time scoring drought. They've been outscored 7-0 in this quarter. Drought going back about 4.5 minutes to the third quarter. Georgia Amore just 7 points, 3 of 11 from the floor. Kitley has it rattle out. Gordon knocks down her own three. Boy, the backcourt of Gordon and Bejedi have been magnificent.
And when they're shooting the ball at this efficiency from the three-point line, it makes them so much more dangerous because every one of them can put it on the deck and get to the rim.
And both of these teams very good at hitting three-pointers. Finally, Virginia Tech gets one from Amore. Tech had an 8-point lead back in the third quarter. Florida State led by a dozen early on. Latson blocked by Kitley. That's her second rejection of the game.
Well, that's one of those where Latson can go to the other side, start continuing to learn how are rotations coming to me? How can I continue to be effective?
Point advantage. Kitley working on Timpson. There's the fadeaway make.
And you certainly have to expect, if you're Florida State, you have to expect Georgia Amore and Liz Kitley to try to take over in this fourth quarter.
Kitley now with 26. 27 for Bejedi to lead Florida State. There's the left-handed finish.
So good by Tania Latson. I've been so impressed with her poise and patience. Hadn't gotten it going offensively to the rim. Has facilitated early, and now she's picking her opportunities.
She's tied her career high with 8 assists. Did that against Clemson earlier this month as well. Eck bottled up. Oh boy, they got Gordon for holding Amore. Just a second on Amaria. Turnage comes out. Maya Bonner comes in for the Seminoles. Seconds to shoot. Eck got fouled on her attempt. So Bonner, who just came into the game, was a freshman year at Cal last year. Now Eck, the Michigan State transfer, heads to the line. Coming up Thursday, Virginia Tech highlights our ACC Networks doubleheader. We'll have number 20 North Carolina and Georgia Tech in Atlanta at 6 Eastern. Then Virginia Tech will be at Duke. Check it out, the doubleheader on the ACC Network and the app on Thursday. What a game this has been. We thought it'd be exciting offensively, Steph. It's held up.
Two of the top 3 scoring teams in the ACC, the top 2 in terms of made threes. And it certainly has. We're in for a good finish.
Gordon goes down, kept her dribble alive, and then threw it away, trying to get it over to Bonner. Brooke Wyckoff trying to come away with a victory. They were so close against NC State, went to overtime before falling to the Pack, a team that Virginia Tech beat on that last second inbounds play 2 games ago. Amore, a little bit of room over Timpson, but left it short. And now Bejedi turns on the Jets. And they set up their offense. Bejedi, why not?
Was she in the logo? because it looked like she was in the logo.
Yeah, that was almost Caitlin Clark territory.
Hey, right now, you cannot allow any space for Sara Bejedi.
She's got a 30-piece with 5 threes, 3 straight games where Bejedi has hit 5 threes in a game.
The confidence, the emotion, the understanding of the moment. You want to sit inside the 3? I'm going to knock it down in your face, Sara Bejedi.
We are back in Tallahassee where Florida State leads Kenny Brooks' team by 8. Midway through the 4th quarter, Virginia Tech trying to go 5-0 for the first time ever to start ACC play. And Florida State trying to get back-to-back wins over a ranked opponent. They beat North Carolina in their last game. Virginia Tech overall with an 8-game winning streak. Their last loss November 30th at LSU in what was a rematch of a national semifinal. Liz Kitley goes to work out of the timeout, but they need to get some stops. They certainly haven't been able to stop Sara Bejedi. With Georgia Amor, she's fiery as well, and she forced a turnover.
This is a good, solid Virginia Tech defensive team as well. So if that says anything about what Florida State's been able to do offensively.
Amor dribbles into the double team. Kitley got a good look, but didn't get much at all. And then the foul as Kayla King went in for the rebound. It's a second foul on Bejedi. Liz Kitley now with 28 points. She has hit 31 points 3 times, including in their last game against Miami. Amor thought about the 3, instead put it up with the flip.
It's a good decision by Amor. Amaria Gordon was right on her heels. She attacks the rim and gets it too.
4 straight points, trims the lead down. Latson gets fouled. Kayla King puts her hand up saying that she did it. Kayla King only with 3 points today.
And I like the decision by Brooke Wyckoff to get the ball to Tanai Latson in the middle of the floor. She is so tough to defend, whether it's one-on-one or in the on-ball screen. She's going to make a play, and now she's trusted to make the right play.
Latson coming into today, 88% free throw shooter, but so far just 2 of 6.
When you continue the announcer jinx.
She was already at 2 of 6.
That's
it wasn't
true.
like she was 7 of 8. Or,
so you were trying to...
I'm unjinxed, tried to
okay,
unjinx her,
yeah.
but that didn't work. She got 1 out of 2. 4-point advantage. Florida State just 56% as a team from the line. Amor backed it up, knocked it down. Here she comes.
Yeah, and a change in the defensive coverage. The peel off and the switch, and Amor's able to knock it down. But you mentioned it, 4th quarter, her time.
Florida State's at 5 of its last 7 shots to get close. Latson into Timpson working on Kitley, 2 of the best in the league. Kitley picks up the miss. Amor driving on Bejedi. Three minutes to go. Amor for the tie. Off the rim. The defense underneath by Wenzel, the freshman. And now Amor. Bumped by Gordon, but nothing called. And a timeout taken by Kenny Brooks with 17 seconds left on the shot clock.
Kenny Brooks is one of the best when it comes to after timeout execution. He's creative. He gets multiple looks and multiple actions for his players, and they shoot at a high percentage, and they believe in it every time they come out. And so he certainly sees something that he wants to make sure that they get a good, high-quality look. And on the flip side, for Florida State, this is the challenging opportunities for them and the growing opportunities for them. Decision-making in the half court, in these high-pressure situations. Already multiple players have gotten looks at the rim. Can you finish? Can you make plays and make the right plays? Make the right reads, I should say.
Kenny Brooks with a brilliant play call. They changed the play to end the NC State game, and we complimented him on it. He said, it's a good play call. He said, better execution, and he was right. Makayla King, great pass, great screen by Amor, the finish by Kitley. But let's see what they do here down 3. Shot clock into single digits now for Amor. Timpson knocked it off of Amor, who begs to differ.
Well, this is the defensive versatility that Snoop Turnage gives you. She's able to switch on all the on-ball screens and creates the turnover.
Big turnover. That's 2 empty trips for Virginia Tech as they came down the floor trailing by 3. Makayla King just picked up another foul. This is 4th on her. And 1 away from the bonus for both teams. Big possession. Timpson, a little bit too strong. Another rebound for Kitley. Wenzel way too much behind that shot.
Missed opportunity in transition. I think Wenzel thought she was going to get some contact.
Timpson, a little bit of a screen. Bejedi challenges Kitley. Another empty trip for Florida State. Both teams have now gone over 2 minutes without scoring a field goal. Kitley. Off the rim. Rebound. Snoop Turnage. Tech needing another stop as we hit 1 minute to go in the 4th. Latson, head down, puts it up, whistle, and a foul.
Latson's just so good at creating contact.
It's the 3rd on Amor. Now Latson goes back to the free throw line. We can factually state that she is just 3 of 8. Well below her season average. There she goes. Very impressed with her 8 assists today. Shot not falling. Still has 13 points, just 4 of 11 from the floor, struggling at the line, but helping her team in other ways and getting 2 big free throws. Timeout Tech.
And Brooke Wyckoff talking to us about Latson really coming into her own and understanding the moments, big moments, when to take over, when to find her open teammates. And it doesn't matter that she struggled up until this point. When you need the bucket, you need the free throws, she delivers.
Brooke Wyckoff, who was a longtime assistant under Sue Semrau, graduated from here in 2001. Her daughter Avery is in the crowd, fired up. This is a very loud crowd here for Florida State. And hoping to get this upset over Virginia Tech, who only has 2 losses all season to Iowa and LSU.
And now if you're Kenny Brooks, you want good execution out of this timeout. You certainly want to have an opportunity to get Georgia Amor going to the rim, or Liz Kitley coming to the rim as well. They've gotten a couple of good looks, haven't been able to convert. You got to give credit to the Florida State defense for contesting without fouling and finishing plays with defensive boards.
Florida State has outscored Virginia Tech by 6 points in this quarter. Amor gets it to Kitley, got it right back to her, and an offensive foul called. Sara Bejedi has drawn She's done everything. She's drawn offensive fouls. She's hitting her three. She's got a career high in scoring. What a game.
And I love the emotional energy that she's leading with for the Seminoles.
Foul called on Elizabeth Kitley. We're trying to set a screen.
It looks like she's trying to hand off, and you know, I'm not sure what Liz Kitley is supposed to do in that situation. She catches the ball, and almost as soon as she catches, tries to hand off, and there's contact certainly between both of them, but you know, I'm not sure what Liz Kitley could have done differently in that situation.
Yeah, I can see why head coach Kenny Brooks was upset. 82 points today for Florida State. Virginia Tech came into this game giving up only 57 points per game, tops in the ACC. And there's the reset. The possession arrow favors Florida State. .82 points, by the way, ties the most points that Virginia Tech has given up all year, and that was in their loss to LSU in November.
No, it's still a two-possession ball game, so if Kenny Brooks decides to extend the game by fouling early, or if he will try to play the possession out and then use timeouts strategically.
Not fouling right away. Latson blew right by King.
Understanding the moment.
Yep. Saw the clear path, took it. Kitley got fouled and was able to get the bucket home. Elizabeth Kitley now with 30 points. Tie her season high for the fourth time this year of 31 if she can make this free throw. Liz with another double-double today, her 12th of the season. Can't get it.
And no timeouts, it got a foul.
Yeah, Amor fouled Latson and then reached out to make sure it was nothing personal. But what a win this would be for Florida State.
And you think about the tough losses early against Stanford, Arkansas, UCLA, and even that the overtime loss at NC State, positioning yourself to learn how to win these types of ball games.
And Tanaya Latson has just scored her 1,000th and 1,001 career points, doing that in just her second year on campus. Set a freshman scoring record last year for Florida State. Let's take a look at our Good Hands play, brought to you by Allstate, and it's Sara Bejedi.
As it should be, a career-high 30 from the opening tip of the ball game, knocking down a big three, attacking the rim, her energy, leading this team. She's been hot the last few ball games, and she's continued that streak here today for the Seminoles.
Bejedi, third straight game with a season high and now a career high 30 and 3 straight 5 3-point games.
And right now, if you're the Seminoles, you're talking in this huddle about no fouls, no threes. No fouls, no threes. And if you're Virginia Tech and the Hokies, you want to get a quick score, and then you've got to turn it right around into fouling.
Time is running out. Sara Bejedi with her 6th career 20-point game today and her first career 30-point game. She is from Finland, speaks about 5 or 6 languages, but whatever language, she's good. Knocking down the threes. So here comes Amor. Time running out on Tech. Kitley put it on the deck and then got blocked by Timpson. Makayla Timpson has likely just sewn this game up, and what a win at home for the Noles.
What a play by KK Timpson. Looks like she's out of position, gets back and recovers, and able to wipe that shot away from Liz Kitley. Well, Liz Kitley's got 30 on the night, but it hasn't been an easy 30. KK Timpson's done an outstanding job defensively.
That is the 4th block of the game for Timpson to go along with 5 rebounds and 18 points. Georgia Amore heads to the bench. Finished with 13 points and 8 assists as she fouls out. And now Bejedi at the line. King, she's had tough going today, drew a foul that time with just under 23 seconds left to go. Bejedi. Florida State looking to get back-to-back wins against ranked teams. Took out North Carolina on Thursday. Their next game is at Syracuse. Virginia Tech goes to Duke on Thursday. And gets them both. Florida State elects to take a 30-second timeout. Australian Open first round coverage begins tonight at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, and the app continues at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on ESPN2. You can also watch every match live on ESPN+. We get to see Coco Gauff, her first match tonight, the U.S. Open champion. All that coming up tonight in the land of Georgia Amore, but what a game this has been for the Seminoles.
Yeah, just an outstanding job of controlling pace, controlling tempo. Brooke Wyckoff told us this morning, for us, it's about building consistency throughout the 4 quarters of the ball game. They had a little bit of a lull in the second, but have been outstanding in this second half. And right now, time and score, execution, most important thing, get the ball in bounds. Expect them to come with the fouling.
And they put Kitley on the inbound. That's 6-6. There's a foul that will send Latson back to the free throw line. Baker called for the foul.
Tonight, Latson shooting 2.
Latson certainly demonstrating today that she's a complete ball player, not just a scorer. That's scary.
The growth, the maturity, the understanding of the moment, not pressing when things weren't going well early, but understanding when to control the ball game late in this 4th quarter.
Virginia Tech had won the last 2 games in this series. And at Florida State, a terrific team effort led by a career-high 31 points by Sara Bejedi, and they take down the Hokies. 89-81.